Namaste, my name is Holly Semenoff, and today we will be channeling Source. And today's subject, what we're going to be channeling on, is actually remaining centered within the storm or remaining centered in your heart space, how to do that, why to do that, and everything that comes through with that subject in mind. So I'll just go ahead and go straight into the channeling. We are here, all present here now. For again, as we speak as one. For we've talked about where we speak from when we speak from Source. For in Source, it is the we. And in this world, you have the individual I, the expression of Source that is individualized, that is focused. In the universe and the experience of the soul, you have in essence the we, the oneness, everything connected and balanced in completion. And in this human experience, you have the individuality, the expression of unique energies, specifically through personality. Each personality has its own specified indication of energy. You can look at it like a magnifying glass that is magnifying to a certain point. You, as an individual essence, a soul, chose an individual experience as an expression of the Source as one, but as an individual expression, you come here with a personality and a way of being. As such, how do you find your center and your Source as an individual expression of the divine while here on planet Earth? This is specifically through the heart space. Now, when we speak of the heart space, some people refer to this as the heart chakra, as anahata, and also as the sacred space of the heart. Some even refer to it as the central sun within. It is the space that illuminates your existence, but not only your existence as a soul, but your existence as an individual expression of Source. For you are the universe, you are in essence creation itself, and in this human experience, you step into what's known as duality, which is pulling things apart or focusing them in individual expressions. And that is why you have here sadness and happiness, joy, fear, love, hate, so many things we can go into. But these are individual expressions of the whole. How is hate part of the whole? You see, everything is a part of the Source whole, yet you, as an individual expression of Source, have free will and choice to choose how you wish to experience all of the energy in the universe, magnified and focus. For that is free will and choice in you as a creator, as an individual expression of Source here. Now that we talk about this, realize everyone has an individual expression, and their individual expression is from Source, yet there is also choice on how you wish to express it. You see, the so-called opposite of happiness is sadness. You can have an experience, and you can experience sadness, or you can experience happiness. Yes, the experience will bring an emotional reaction or an energy in motion into your feeling body, and you will feel an emotion, an energy in motion based on an experience. This is where it comes to a point of bringing an awareness that as things so-called happen to you, you have the power and the free will to react to the situation and the experience. As such, when you continue to move forward in life, you learn and you grow from awareness, if you so choose, to learn from the experiences you've had and to either choose the same reaction or something different based on your experience of life. You are born here to have an experience, and that experience is through the outside world just as much as it is through the inside world. They are one and they are united, even though when you are fully in duality, it seems like they are apart. It is only because you have shifted your perspective from the oneness of all things into the individual expression of all things. And yet, in that individual expression, or the so-called separation perspective, you have an experience of one focused energy, whether that be happiness or sadness. It doesn't matter, but you are experiencing a focused energy. As such, you can move into the negative or the positive. You can call the negative the sadness. You can call the positive the happiness. Or you can look at it as simply energy. It is a negative charge and a positive charge. There's also a neutrality. The neutrality is realizing what is and then making a choice based on that experience from your awareness of growing up and seeing what works and what does not work. Now, in saying all of this, we wish to bring you back to center, into your heart space, to realize that all that you do here will either lead you to your heart or away from it. The heart you see as the universal heart is neutral. It is neutral because it realizes that all the expression of every individual soul is their right. Now, does this mean that because you don't like an individual expression of another soul, that you allow them to walk all over you? No, you hold your boundary strong, but as long as you continue to judge those outside of you, you also will not find your center, because in that center, there's universal love. A universal heart space that realizes everyone has their individual expression. Now, can you show by example? Of course. Can you show by your way of being? Of course. And yet, everyone has free will here, as many of you have experienced, especially those who have wanted to change someone else for their so-called greatest good, or what you perceive to be their greatest good, and have realized that you've come up short, because you can truly change no one. That is up to each individual soul to learn through experience. So, moving back to the heart space, to get centered in yourself, in your individual expression of the highest form of the divine and of source, you must be able to move from your center and your heart space, which will not judge the outside world, but will use wisdom. You will use wisdom to realize you've learned through your experiences, and because of this, you make choices based on your experiences and also what you've witnessed in your own life, not only logically, but through your feeling body. For instance, you might have been walking and you stepped on a nail. It did not feel good in your body, and also you make a mental, logical note. It is not good to step on nails. Thus, when you come across another nail, you avoid it through the experience and through what it felt like. Again, it did not feel good, and the experience itself was not good, so you chose differently. This is an extreme example, but we are showing you how the feeling body and the logical experience of something will come together to give you a gift, if you so allow it to. Where humans get tripped up is thinking that the emotional body, because it felt pain, is bad. Thus, they stuff it. And when they come across another thing that may cause them pain, they do not tune into their emotional body just as much as the experiences that they've had. This is very important, because when the emotional body and the experiences, or the mental body, the human mind computer, comes together, they can work together as one. But if you look at the emotional body and label it as bad or painful, then you will disconnect yourself from a huge reservoir of information that not only is taking in the outside world in, but also energetically, spiritually, psychically, through your sixth sense, is taking information from the inside out, from the dimension of oneness that is connected to all things. Again, you have an individual expression, what you've learned through experience here, by focusing your energy and by realizing you have power and free will. You also are not only a sovereign being, you are connected to the oneness of all things. Thus, you can have both perspectives, the individuality and the oneness. Yes, you can have both perspectives. Sometimes the human mind does not understand this. They think you are either in separation or you are in oneness. Why? Why can you not be aware of your individuality within the oneness of all things? This is true wisdom, for you realize You have the will and the power to create from your experiences, from your reaction to your experiences, and realize that you also are part of the whole. Thus, what you choose to do will ripple out and will come back to you. This concept gets to be understood within your human consciousness at this time, for it is the I, the individuality within the oneness, the micro and the macro coming together as one that will truly ignite the universal heart within all beings. It will create a torsion field around all beings and around the earth itself to connect to all the space and the expression of you as an individual soul to your highest good that includes everyone else's as well. It will always include you just as much as it includes everyone else. In the human experience, because of duality, sometimes you think these two things are separate, individuality and oneness. We ask you, look at this, feel it. How can you maintain your individuality, your expression in the oneness? It is through the energy of love. Love for yourself and for each other. This will unite you as a human race and also as a collective. Now you come across the concept, what is love? The human experience in duality will separate these things, sometimes calling love as sacrificing yourself so that another may live. Or vice versa, letting others sacrifice themselves so that you may live. What does this do but make the whole world blind? Realize that in the individual expression that is connected to the oneness, you will find that it will lift everyone up, including you. And not only will you all see, but you'll see through your individuality and your single eye, the oneness of all things. The two physical eyes that you have are literally a representation of seeing through the so-called duality. And the single eye that is sometimes called the third eye, the Agnya chakra, is the single eye. Yet, these can be connected. You do not have to sit just in the single eye and either or the two eyes of duality. They can unite like a triangle and become one. This is true awareness, to become aware of the individual expression within the oneness of all things. It includes you just as much as it includes everyone else. That is the unified heart space that awakens the creator within to realize this experience is here for you, for us, for everyone. And knowing this concept, you will begin to see that this world can and will choose to unite in a unified heart space if you can truly tap in and realize the individual expression of the I am within the oneness of all things. I am that I am includes you just as much as everyone else. And from this place, everyone thrives. Again, do not sacrifice yourself so that someone else may live. And do not expect others to sacrifice themselves so that you may live. This concept will leave everybody one-handed, one-legged. It will decapacitate you. It is time for a new way of being. In this way of being, the oneness of all things will also be included in the individual expression of the I am that realizes you too are a unique expression that is connected just as much to everyone else, but includes you. This is the concept that you will all be working with these coming years, and this is the concept that will truly shift the world into the expression of the unified heart field, all working together to create a reality, an expression that you love to live in just as much as everyone else. This is truly the message here. Being aware that as you remain in your center of your expression, knowing again that you coming from your heart space can serve the highest good, will serve the highest good. And it is not about judging another for where they come from. It is you recognizing that you have an individual expression just as much as you have a connection to oneness. These two can be united. It is an and, not an or. They both can unite, and guess what that creates? The microcosmic, the macrocosmic coming together creates the Trojan field that creates the unified heart field that is infinity. Realize this, feel into the words we say, allow yourself to meditate on it. Do not take everything by face value. Feel into it. You know the truth within you, and you know the expression we are speaking about. For again, as we speak as one, which means deep within you, the information is here. It just simply takes a shift of perspective, of uniting two perspectives that seem opposite, and yet you realize they are one. The way in is always the way out. For now, farewell. So coming back, a little bit of what I saw, of course, at that end was the Trojan field. So for those who are new to hearing the Trojan field, it looks a lot like a donut. So it has a little hole in the center, Trojan field, and then it makes a bigger Trojan field. And that Trojan field was a symbol of the unified heart space. The unified heart space is your individual expression as a soul, and then also the expression that moves through you that is connected to oneness, to everyone and to everything. And seeing the access point, so if you look at a Trojan field, there's always going to be an access point, right? Which is flowing out and in, out and in. So the bottom of it was the microcosmic. Top of it was the macrocosmic. So the microcosmic is a representation of individuality, my individual expression. And then the macrocosmic is a representation of the oneness, the universe, the divine, the source, whatever you want to call it. But they are not necessarily separate. It's uniting them that then creates a unified heart field. It's seeing yourself in the expression of the divine and honoring your heart space or what it is that you love, what you're passionate about. And I've said this before, your dharma, your life purpose, is literally what lights you up. And the reason it's your purpose, the reason it's your individual soul expression, is because it's literally who you are. It's easy to step into it. And I say easy because, again, it's just who you are. What's hard is us kind of owning who we are, whether it's out of fear or thinking we're not good enough or not worthy, all these things you can go into. But really creating from a place of seeing that there is no true separation between you being an individual expression and then the expression of everyone. And it's honoring the differences in a way that respects them and that loves them and that realizes that, I'm part of the whole as you are part of the whole. That creates everything in this universe to thrive, to move, that energy in motion, that expression. And so that's a lot of what I was seeing and feeling. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And my heart to yours. Namaste.